Do not allow people to dim your shine because they're blinded. Tell them to put on some sunglasses, because we were born this way. You know her, the eccentric pop star diva, widely popular for her best tracks, Bad Romance, Poker Face, Telephone, and many more. But have you ever wondered who is the woman behind the persona of Lady Gaga? The superstar's life was not always all glitz and glamorous. She's faced through many challenges as a woman, as a singer, and even as a rape victim and PTSD survivor. And even to this day, she herself said that her past still haunts her. But how did she manage to become one of the world's most iconic artists despite all this? To find out more, you're going to stick out till the end of today's video to find out. This is Lady Gaga's story in Untapping Her Potential. Welcome to Untapping Your Potential, where we will share with you motivational stories that will keep you growing and inspire you to take action. Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanata was born on March 28, 1968 in New York. The pop star diva was raised in an upper middle class Catholic family of Italian descent. When she was 4, Stephanie began to discover her passion for music. Her parents recalled her being fond of picking out tunes on guitar and was always excited to learn the piano on her own. By the time she was 5, she was already proficient in playing songs by ear. When Stephanie turned 11, she began attending the private school, the Convent of Sacred Heart Catholic. Here, she was often called various names and was bullied for her eccentric looks. Bullying really stays with you your whole life, and it really never goes away. And I know you're using words like superstar and most Googled and billions of YouTube views, but I was never the winner. I was always the loser, and that still stays with me. But these horrible circumstances inside school didn't stop Stephanie from pursuing her passion. She would frequently attend open evening shows and audition for lead roles in theater plays. In addition, the gifted student sang in the school jazz orchestra. According to her teachers, Stephanie was very dedicated, very studious, and very disciplined. But she was also a bit insecure. When she was 17, Stephanie got the chance to enroll early at the New York University School of Art. She was one of only 20 students at the time to receive the honor of early acceptance. There, Stephanie studied music and honed her songwriting skills. However, just a year after starting at the university, Stephanie dropped out to try her luck in the professional music industry scene. Lady Gaga was briefly signed by Def Jam Records in 2005, but she was just dropped months later. I went back to my apartment on the Lower East Side, and I was so depressed. That's when I started getting real devoted to my music and art. After being dropped by Def Jams, the singer began performing her own in clubs and venues in New York City's Lower East Side. She worked with several rock bands there and began experimenting with fashion. Then in 2006, Stephanie collaborated with producer Rob Vasari, creating her first known work, Beautiful Dirty Rich, Dirty Ice Cream, and Disco Heaven. It was during this time that Stephanie began to take the stage name Lady Gaga, which was inspired by the band Queen song Radio Gaga. 2 years later, in 2008, her life took a drastic change. Lady Gaga began to get her well-deserved recognition in the world of music. Her debut album, The Fame, which included the hits Just Dance and Poker Face, was a huge success. The following year, The Fame Monster was released, an extension of her previous album, and its tracks went on to become chartbusters, especially Bad Romance, which dominated radio and the internet. That same year, Gaga's The Fame won the prestigious Grammy Award for Best Electric Dance Album. At the ceremony, she was also nominated for Record of the Year and Song of the Year. Do not allow people to dim your shine because they are blinded. Tell them to put some sunglasses on. Following the success of her previous ventures, Gaga released her second official music album titled Born This Way in 2011. The same year, she put on a concert called Monster Ball, which took place at New York City's Madison Square Garden. You know, I didn't used to be brave. In fact, I wasn't very brave at all. But you have made me brave. So now I'm going to be brave for you. Tonight I want you to forget all of your insecurities. I want you to reject anything or anyone that's ever made you feel like you don't belong or don't fit in. Or made you feel like you're not good enough, or pretty enough, or thin enough, or can't sing well enough, dance well enough, or write a song well enough, or like you'll never win a Grammy, or you'll never sell out Madison Square Garden. You just remember that you're a superstar.
And you were born this way!
The tour earned the singer approximately $220 million. Now, as I said earlier, Lady Gaga life might seem all glitz and glamour, but this was not always the case. In most recent years, Lady Gaga opened up about her inner struggles, from her battle as being a Hollywood singer to PTSD and even a victim of rape. I used to wake up in the morning and I would realize I was Lady Gaga. And then I became very depressed and sad, and I didn't want to be myself. I felt threatened by the things my career brought into life and the pace of my life. I will share this very vulnerable with you all. I was raped repeatedly when I was 19 years old, and I also developed PTSD as a result of that, and also as a result of not processing that trauma. Depression, anxiety, eating disorders, trauma, these are just a few examples of the forces that can lead you to this tornado of pain. Still, Gaga continued to make music. "This, I have to do it," she said. "Turns out, even if I don't want to be alive, I still know how to write a song." Little by little, as Lady Gaga began to project her feelings out in her works, she started finding salvation in music. I spent a lot of time in a sort of catatonic state of just not wanting to do anything. And then I finally slowly started to make music and tell my story through my record. For her decades-long career, Lady Gaga is certainly a one-of-a-kind artist. She has sold 26 million albums worldwide and 140 million singles, making her one of the best-selling musicians of all time. She is the only artist to have 3 consecutive #1 albums on the Billboard's Hot 100, the first woman to receive the RIAA's Digital Diamond Award, and has 6 Grammy Awards and 13 MTV Video Music Awards. Lady Gaga was even honored as one of Elle's winners in Hollywood. And this is what she had to say. "What does it mean to be a woman in Hollywood? We're not just objects to entertain the world. We're not simply images to bring smiles or grimaces to people's faces. We are not members of a giant beauty pageant meant to be pit against one another for the pleasure of the public. We, women in Hollywood, we are voices. We have deep thoughts and ideas and beliefs and values about the world.
And we have the power to speak and be heard and fight back when we are silenced."
Did you know that about 300 million people suffer from depression? 60 million people live with bipolar affective disorder, and 800,000 people die every year from suicide. Now you need to understand, during these times of lowness, you can change it. Because believe it or not, negative feelings can be created by your own decisions. But it's you who can ensure that you turn your life around and be a positive change for others. Be mindful and careful of judging others by their outward appearance. Not a single glance at what they look like can reflect the things that they're going through. Someone may look happy, successful, wealthy on the outside, but feel completely miserable on the inside. It's here that the ability of listening to others, and I mean genuinely listening, and being sympathetic becomes powerful. You have the power to turn kindness into a superpower and change the world for both children and adults. No matter where you are in life, no matter how low you sunk, no matter how bleak your situation may seem, it's not the end. It is not the end of your story, and it will never be the final chapter of your life. I've worked for a long time, and it's not about winning, but it's about not giving up. If you have a dream, fight for it. If there's a discipline for passion,
it's not about how many times you get rejected but you fall down or you're beaten up.
it's about how many times you stand up and are brave and you keep on going. Thanks for watching this video. How would you like to hear more motivational stories on a consistent basis? Do me a favor and support the channel by sharing, comment below, and please make sure to like and hit that subscribe button to get the latest updates. Soon, you will be on your way